Okay. This is, if you don't know who I am, my name is Greg. And in response to my bulletin yesterday, basically, um, I was asked by quite a few people to explain myself a little more. And so this is my attempt to. It's much easier to do a video than it is to type it all out. And actually, the responses I received were very surprising to me that most of you actually that responded agreed with me and actually gave me some examples of your own. So I find that very funny. And a few of you that didn't agree with me basically didn't give me any good reasons to agree with you, if I may say that. So here's what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to explain because a lot of responses I got said, well, I don't really know the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. So this is my attempt to try to clarify some of it a little bit. And just before we start, I love the U.S. It's the best country in the world. Um, and I'm just nitpicking and just want some things to change because we can be better. And so here we go. Basically, everybody says we're a divided country. Well, we don't have any choice to be but divided. They give you a choice. You either go right or left. And I don't want to go right and I don't want to go left. I want to go down the middle. But unfortunately, in this country, we don't have an option for that yet. Because I'm very hopeful that someday somebody realizes that, hey, I'm not right and I'm not left and I'm in the middle. And hey, I'm going to run down the middle. And the only person I see that doing that so far right now in this campaign is, to be honest with you, is Rudolph Giuliani. He's a Republican, but he's for abortion, which is not a Republican stance. He's for gun control, which is not a Republican stance. And he's a little loose on immigration, which Republicans, the base is really not too excited about. But anyway, so basically, here's some of the outlines of which one or the other. And you can give me suggestions and responses, and I can respond to them maybe by video or by typing. But basically, they're divided amongst a few lines. You got taxes. The Democrats want to raise taxes, make the government a little bit bigger, and control more stuff, and they think that in turn creates more jobs and grows the economy. The Republicans have their own way of thinking and say, hey, we'll give them a tax cut. They'll have more spending money. They'll spend more money. We'll get more taxes that way. That's how we pay our bills. I personally like the Republican stance. I want a tax cut. Okay? And here's an example. A lot of you, if you own homes or if your parents own homes and you're going to sell your home, this is something that came about in the last 8 years of the Bush administration. 8, 9 years ago, you had your house, it's $200,000, you sold it. About $45,000 to $50,000 went right to the federal government of your money. And so these old people, like your grandparents that were selling their houses or whatever to move into a retirement community or whatever, were basically out $50,000 to $60,000 of their hard-earned money, paying the government. So what the Republicans did was basically eliminated the home tax. If you live in your house for more than 2 years and you sell it for a profit, whatever profit you make is yours. It's not subject to capital gains. That's great for everybody. Anybody that owns a home, that's everybody. Why should we have to pay tax on everything in the home, everything we do to it? We maintain it, we pay taxes on it, and then when we sell it, we get taxed again. It's ridiculous. So that's a wonderful thing, and you have the Republicans to thank for that. Also, the tax cuts that you've received the last 6 years. But basically, I'm not for raising taxes, so that puts me more to the right on that issue. The other one's abortion. The Republicans are basically, the majority are against abortion. The Democrats are basically for abortion. Me personally, I am for it. So that puts me more to the left. I don't think it should be up to men to choose. I think it's up to the woman. And it's a woman's body, and no men should be telling the woman what to do. So, on that issue, I'm to the left. Also, gun control. The Democrats basically want to control guns and basically eliminate a lot of the guns and, really heavily regulate them. And that affects, the Second Amendment right, right to bear arms. So I'm more on the Republican side for that because, you know what? I like my guns. I want to keep them. And I think it's everybody's right to have one. And, I'm not for assault rifles or anything. I don't think we should have, 50 caliber fully automatic machine guns laying around people's homes. I don't think that there's a real reason for it. And they've already regulated that, and that's fine. I'm not one to say, hey, reverse those regulations. We need I need my assault rifle to shoot a deer. It's ridiculous. So again, I'm to the right on that one. That's a big issue. It's one of the fundamental rights of our Constitution. So again, I'm to the right on that issue. And the other one, the big hot one right now, is gay marriage. But you know what? To be honest with you, it's not very hot with many Americans. It's only hot really to the gay people. Unfortunately, the regular Americans don't really seem to care so much. Like me, I actually don't think the government should be regulating any marriage. That's a religious function, and we're wasting tons of government resources and money on marriage things. That should be a church thing. You want to get married, you go to church, fine, whatever. The government, you shouldn't have to get a license. There should be none of that. It's a church function. Church need to do it. Whatever. It's not a it's not a it's not a government function. Why we're doing it? We shouldn't. We need somebody to get rid of that, but that'll never happen. Too many jobs at stake here, government jobs, judges, and all the personnel associated with the court system for divorces, basically. So on that, I don't really care. And you know what? The majority of Americans don't care. They're not going to get out and vote on the issue of gay marriage. The only ones that will are apparently gay. That's not a major voting issue for the majority of Americans. However, for the very high, religious right, which is the Christians and that base which Republicans tend to, go to, that's a big issue for them. And they're very much against it. So they may go, and vote on that. But it's not very smart to vote on a gay marriage issue. There's too many more important issues in this country than, the minority of people getting the right to do, something that it's a religious function and it shouldn't be a government function to begin with. Some of the other issues are, they're minute in a sense, but basically it just seems like the Democrats got away from what they used to be. If you look, you take Bill Clinton out of the history here, and the Democrats since the '60s haven't done anything. And they just lost their values and lost their way. They used to be for the American worker back in the '60s with Kennedy and stuff like that. And before that time, they were really looking out for the American worker. And that's why we have all this regulation on industry and OSHA and safety regulations. We have the Democrats to thank for that. But they've gotten away from that. They made their issues gay marriage and abortion, which, to be honest with you, the majority of Americans really don't care about. It doesn't strike a nerve with anybody unless they're, it's personal to them, whether they've had to have an abortion or they know somebody that has, or, again, if they're gay, which I don't mind. You can be gay all you want, and you want to be a union or whatever and have, I think the main reason is we should all be allowed to put, one significant other on our insurance policy. So you do that, and I think everybody, should be happy. Like I said, it's a religious function, not a government function. So there's so many big issues. I can go into a lot more detail on a lot of them and give you plenty of examples, and I'm going to do that in later videos. But I just wanted to give you a generalized idea of some of the issues and where each party stands on them. And like I said, I'm an independent. Do I lean more towards the Republicans on a lot of issues? Yeah, I like my guns and I like my money. You know what I mean? And they're basically trying to take some of the handle off some of the corporations and companies, which entails creating more jobs and letting us compete in the world marketplace. That's we're losing tons of jobs to China and offshore, and all our big companies are going to Dubai and everything like that because it's just becoming too much to do business in the U.S. It's easier to go elsewhere. So there's so many issues that I'm concerned about, and I guess that's about it for now. But I'm going to get a lot of responses to this, and I'm looking forward to it. If you want to disagree with me, please be more than welcome to, but make sure you have some facts with you because I'm going to throw out a lot of facts at you. And I'm more than willing to get in a heated discussion with you. No hard feelings. It's fun, actually. So feel free to disagree, and I have the feeling that most of you are going to agree with me on a lot of these issues again. I've heard from you a lot whenever I post these ridiculous things, and it gets a lot of attention. And the majority of it, surprisingly, is pro-Republican, which is amazing to me. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to post this, and I'll answer some of your questions tomorrow. And hope you guys are all having a great day. Hope you liked your little lesson on politics.